Yes, it's August 1st, and Andrew Work is here.
All right.
All right, so I think August is quite quiet, isn't it?
It could be quiet.
But
you know, one of the things you got to watch for is apparently our executive council think that it's going to be quiet in Hong Kong, so they're hitting the road.
Okay.
John Tsang is doing a tour of Wuhan and Changsha as we speak. He's up there, you know, kind of just, it's general.
I feel sorry for him. Now he is John Tsang the sinner.
Well, yeah, you know, this is a thing about politicians.
What a bad nickname.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't put that nickname on John Tsang. I'm actually a big fan of his. I'll go on the record as saying I'm a big fan of John Tsang. He's been taking a bit of a beating lately. Good for him.
Yeah, seriously, I think the sin is inherent from Donald Zhang to John Tsang in a way.
Yeah, you know, John Tsang has had to do what he said. You know, you do what you have to do under various administrations. Hong Kong has not had a financial secretary that could tell everybody else what to do since John Copperthwaite. You know, people barely remember who the governor was when John Copperthwaite was on the job in the 1960s, because normally the top guy is the top guy. Yeah. So John has to live with the chief executive that he has. Yeah. I think he's generally done a pretty good job. Yeah. Of course, there's always missteps in politics.
Well, but anyway, I think going to Wuhan in August is quite horrible.
Yeah, you know. Well, good. I'm glad somebody's giving him credit for going out there and suffering.
It's the hot part of China.
Yeah.
And he's going there right in the middle of summer.
Yeah, I didn't check the weather reports this morning, but it's got to be hot up in Wuhan. So he's up there. Maybe get some spicy chilies to balance that.
But I think going to Wuhan and that part of China actually fits CY Leung's personal agenda, because he wants more liaison and interactions between Hong Kong and China. He called it, I think, internal diplomacy.
Sure.
So I think, obviously, John Tsang is doing that.
Yeah.
Further fencing off the speculation that he and CY is not working together. Actually, this trip itself proved that CY actually relied on John Tsang to make connections and interact with China and made an official. So
get out there and spread the message.
Not really a sinner, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. Not in my books. Not in my books. I'd never call him that. That being said, Executive Council's not neglecting the international scene as well. Carrie Lam has gone down to. Carrie Lam has gone down. She went down on Tuesday to Singapore.
Yes.
Eddie, we mentioned earlier on the show that Eddie Ng, the Secretary for Education, was down there, and now he is continuing on traveling to Melbourne.
Okay.
So he had a couple of days trying to find out what was going on in Singapore in terms of education. Was looking at primary schooling there, where they've had great successes in terms of languages. Like, I mean, Singapore, hands down, in terms of teaching English to people. Mandarin has really taken off in recent years. So hopefully there's something he can learn to help get our standards up in both those languages, because we probably need the help.
Okay.
Yeah. But then he heads down to Melbourne. So Eddie's on his way to Melbourne today. And that one, it looks like he's going to be doing a little bit more promoting Hong Kong education.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he is going to go visit look at some teacher training and how they run the kindergartens down there. But I don't think anybody here has a strong sense they want to, necessarily import Australian education, the K-12 education up here. But it's really funny, if you look at the world ranking of universities, it's almost always a Hong Kong school and then an Australian school. And then you go down a little bit, there's another Hong Kong school and then an Australian school. So, for example, UHK, these are the QS world rankings. Yeah. University of Hong Kong, number 23. Top Hong Kong one on the world list. Yeah. Top Australian is number 24.
All right.
Yeah, the Australian National University. They're right neck and neck. And then you go down a little bit farther, HKUST, number 33. Melbourne University, number 36.
All right.
And then the next coupling comes up, number 39 is University of Sydney.
Can you explain why?
I don't know. And then CUHK
somehow
number 40.
Yeah.
All the way down the list.
Hong Kong, Australia, Hong Kong, Australia, Hong Kong, Australia.
Yeah, so he's got a good argument that, Hong Kong universities are just as good as Australian universities, but we've also got the whole China thing in play. So I think that's going to be a little bit more promotional in terms of his efforts down there.
Yeah, I think the key word for today is language.
Yep.
I think when you talk about education, those schools who became more and more successful usually are better at languages. And I think in today's world, where everything is interconnected, the art and skills of communications is more important than ever. That's why language is very important.
Absolutely.
And more importantly, I think there's research saying that being able to speak two languages actually help your brain develop more.
Yeah.
So I think Hong Kong people have this advantage. So they should really invest in language training.
I hope so.
Hopefully, I think I've heard that more and more Australian is learning Mandarin as well, 普通话. So I think they are doing this left brain, right brain co-development thing. So today's keyword is languages. See you on Friday.
All right, thanks.